Hello and welcome to the Konvergent Video Series for the week of September 14th. Top three things we're going to cover on the video today. First, a continued market downturn last week led by tech stocks. Two, we're going to touch on the worsening unemployment data. And three, we're going to talk about market volatility and its impact on the markets. But before we jump into the data for the week, I want to share a personal story about 9/11, being that it was our 19th anniversary of 9/11 last Friday. And it was 19 years ago last week. That was my first full week as a financial advisor. And as I was getting ready for my commute that morning, turning on the news, Tower 1 was already burning. And I happened to be watching as Tower 2 was struck, and, a very surreal feeling. Nobody really knew what was going on at the time. And markets ended up being closed for the next week. And really was questioning what was going to happen with my career. But thankfully I found out one thing I'm pretty good at is helping clients really quiet all of the noise surrounding them with everything going on, and really allowing them to focus on what's most important to them. And, not that we were ignoring what was going on in New York, but it was really important to pierce through all the fear that they were feeling and really help them make sure that they were going to be okay and make sure that their families were going to be okay financially. And I see a lot of parallels to what's going on today with the coronavirus and a lot of the fear people are feeling around that and what might come of that. And I don't think it's been as important since then that we're able to pierce through that same kind of fear and help our clients focus on making sure they're going to be okay, making sure their businesses are going to be okay, and making sure their family are going to be okay financially. So with that, let's jump into the data for the week. First, on the markets, the S&P was down over 2.5% on the week, continuing its decline from the previous week. So we're now down over 7% from its all-time high earlier this month. And really, tech stocks, again, led that gain. So I think the NASDAQ was closer to being down over about 10% from its all-time high. So, with all the volatility out there that we've been talking about on previous videos, we kind of saw some of that come to a fruition in the last couple of weeks. On the economic data front, really on unemployment was negative news across the board. On new claims for unemployment, we saw nearly 900,000 new claims. We also had over 800,000 of new pandemic claims. So when you combine those together, we had over 1.7 million new claims for unemployment last week. We also saw over 13 million of continuing claims, which was higher than the previous week. And on total unemployment, we had over 29 million of total unemployed. And so when you look at the same period a year ago, we have 28 million more people unemployed than at the same time last year. So unfortunately, the V-shaped recovery that we've all been hoping for, there's not really a ton of signs pointing in that direction at this point. So with volatility, and we've been talking on the last few videos about rising market prices with rising volatility typically indicates that something might be coming. And we were anticipating likely we might see some level of a pullback, and we've gotten that. And it's something that, again, we could kind of see perhaps coming. And when you really look at all of the factors leading up to that, but obviously we don't know, is this going to be just the next buy the dip opportunity, or is this going to be, something that's going to be more profound? So, bottom line, with rising volatility, rising unemployment, and other economic data that seems to be flattening out, no sign of a stimulus package deal on the way. We anticipate that we're likely are going to see some more volatility to come. However, it's a big week this week. We have the Fed and their FOMC meeting coming up later this week. And if the Fed, does their typical line we've heard from them lately that they're basically going to do whatever it takes to support market prices, we could see the market bounce back up. But the reality is, with everything going on, with even a contested election potentially coming in less than 2 months, our belief right now is we're likely to see more volatility ahead. So with that, if you have any questions about your individual situation, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we hope you have a great week, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon.